Dillion Ackerman, Mirabelli Community Center. Since I was 16, officially. Volunteered a couple years before that, but now I'm 20, almost 8 years now. My first experience was actually that of a camper. I was like 6 or 7, and I went to Mulaski at the time when there was the community schools. I was a participant in all the camps and classes and leagues and everything, and it was down the street from my house, so I was more of a participant before anything else. Oh my gosh, I was plagued with always being on not very good sports teams for like my whole life, and then I get to being like 11, 12, my last couple of years playing in a certain league, and that's the season that we had a very successful season, and we won a championship whenever, and I just remember winning the championship, flag football, kind of rec league, whatever. Not a big deal, but when you're 11 or 12, it's the whole world hinges on one game, and it kind of sets the tone for your next like couple weeks and months as a kid. So that's probably being successful in that kind of arena was probably my biggest one, or like the thousands and thousands of camp memories you get going to field trips and playing in the gym in a specific game or specific counselor or a specific person that you like latch onto and now have a relationship with like 8, 9 years later. Those are big ones. Yeah, I mean when I of course met them and sort of latched onto them, they were more of like role models for me because I was so much younger than them, and now that I'm older, it's funny, a lot of them I work either side by side with or I work under directly, and now I looked at them as mentors. But when I was younger, it was just role models. These are people I want to be. I'm not looking at them as professionals. I'm looking at them as human beings, how they talk to people, how they made me feel as a kid, and just make the people that showed you that they cared more than most people, kind of what the baseline is. Everyone kind of cares a little bit because they're there and they're getting paid and whatever, but those people that went above and beyond are the ones that I've kind of latched onto and now look at as professional mentors. But I do have a personal kind of relationship and a personal view into how they kind of act as just a person in society, and that's kind of went from role model to mentor. Oh yeah, because when you're looking up to people and you see that this is what they're doing with their life, the only thing you want to do is kind of follow that. So it's helped a lot having positive role models and mentors that are also successful role models and mentors, because it kind of gives you a nice they kind of pave the way and kind of have footsteps in the sand that you can follow to success, because you see that they were able to do it by doing X, Y, and Z, by caring so much, by putting in the extra time, extra effort, all that stuff like that. You see that leads to success. So it's been very beneficial for me to have those people also be successful, so I could just kind of follow in their kind of roadmap to, I mean, I look at where I'm at now is kind of a goal that I reached, is being like that, the rec leader, that person that I wanted to be. I now am, and I'm working with these people. So it kind of proved to me that path worked because I got here. So definitely a big impact. Right now, kind of where I'm at is I want to make kind of the biggest impact possible as far as in the programs that I'm working with, the people that I'm directly having contact with. I want to make very big positive impacts, so that later on when I do, my professional goals come in and I kind of want to move into supervisory roles and positions, I want to be able to have that impact and that kind of thing that I've built, and know that whatever that is and whatever positive things are coming from that, to be in a position now or later on that can make sure that those impacts and you're putting people in the correct spots as a supervisor, or as wherever that road takes you, to put people into those spots who can have the exact same impact and can do the exact same things that you've always wanted to do. So kind of moving into the next 5 years, I want to make as big as impact as I possibly can, and then after that I want to be in a position to where I can make sure that those impacts are being made by anyone else who either takes my position or kind of comes in to different positions that are kind of similar. What I tell like my hourly employees now that I have, being kind of coming from that and now in the position that I am, I always harp on just caring, because if you care, it reflects, and that's just the biggest thing in anything. You can go to the grocery store, you can go to anywhere you want, especially how much we work with the public and the customers that we work for and represent and kind of provide for. They can tell who cares and who doesn't care. You care, you show that you care, you put all the work that you can into something that you're passionate about, and then the result will just happen.